Hey everyone, it's Julianne here and welcome back. Today I'm part of a video hop where myself and other design team members are all participating in order to celebrate Honeybee Stamps for reaching 10,000 subscribers on their YouTube channel. How amazing is that? So make sure to hop along and visit each video as well as leaving a comment down below for your chance to win a $100 gift card. The information about the hop along with a coupon code will all be listed down in the description box if you are interested. For my card today, I am going to be using a bunch of products from the Hello Summer release in order to create this tropical inspired card. The supplies I will be using include the Birds of Paradise stamps and coordinating die set, the Paradise Bloom stamp and coordinating die set, as well as the Tropical Tweets sentiment stamp set, as well as those coordinating dies. So let's get started. I'm going to be starting out my card today by first showing you how I created my tropical background. And for that, I'm going to be using two of the leaf images that can be found in the Paradise Bloom stamp set. And I'm going to be stamping both of those images around the edges of my card panel, which is made out of some Express-It blending cardstock that I have trimmed down to A2 size. I am going to be doing all of my stamping using some Memento Tuxedo black ink, so that way I can do some Copic coloring today. And once I have those first two images stamped out, I'm then just going to continually rotate my card panel around until I have those images all the way around my edges. Once that part of my tropical background is done, I'm then going to be using some more of that Express-It blending cardstock, but this time I'm going to be stamping an additional leaf image from the Paradise Bloom stamp set. And this time I'm going to be stamping that image on its own, since I do plan on doing some die cutting for that image to add some dimension to my tropical background. I am going to be stamping this image a total of 6 times, and each time I'm still going to be using that Memento Tuxedo black ink, since I do plan on still Copic coloring this image as well. So once I have that last leaf stamped, I'm then going to start working on my Copic coloring. Now I have sped up this process quite a lot for the video, so that way it doesn't take up too much time, but I will say the coloring definitely took the most time when creating this card. Like in all of my videos, I am going to be starting out with my lightest shade for each of my color combinations, before then coming in with my medium shades to start working on the depth and the shadows of my images, before finally coming in with my darkest shade to deepen and darken those shadows. Once I have added in my darkest color, I will then make my way back down to my lightest shade. So in essence, I'm going to be going lightest to darkest, darkest to lightest. This is my preferred way of coloring, but you can always color however you choose. If you are interested in any of the color combinations I'm going to be using today, I will make sure to have all of my marker caps off to the side of the screen so you can follow along, and I'll be right back. I am going to be using the coordinating die set to cut out each of those palm leaves that I colored in earlier, as well as those hibiscus flowers. I couldn't help but color in those hibiscus in the color yellow, just like the ones I planted in my front yard a couple weeks ago. I want to have a yard full of yellow flowers. It's always been my dream. So when I saw this stamp set, I couldn't help but color in them in yellow for my card today. But for now, I'm just going to be adhering those last few dies down using some washi tape, and then I'm going to run each of those images through my die cutting machine. With everything colored and ready to go, I started working on the placement of all of my die cuts and deciding where I wanted everything for my card. And it was at this point that I really felt as though my background was missing something. And so I decided to have my background be blue instead of having all of that white everywhere on my card. So to accomplish this, I am going to be coloring in my background using a few blue markers. And I'm going to start out by outlining those leaf images that I colored in earlier using B04. And then I'm going to be going over that outline as well as extending that color out using B02. And then finally, I'm going to be going over all of that using B01 to blend all of those colors together, as well as coloring in the rest of my background. So I'm just going to finish up coloring in the rest of that background using B01. And once I'm happy with how it looks, I'm then going to start working on adhering everything together, as well as assembling my card. I did want to mention that in order to match my background, I did color in that white border that the coordinating die leaves behind on your images. And to do that, I used the same blue color combination as my background so that everything could match. I'm then going to start working on adhering the flowers that I want directly on my background. And for that, I'm going to be using the new precision tip glue that Honeybee Stamps now offers. When I am adhering everything down, I am paying attention to the placement of everything because I want my card to look as though you were looking through the trees in order to see that cute little parrot that I colored in from the Birds of Paradise stamp set. So I'm just going to be layering all of those die cuts to get that effect. Once I have those first few images adhered down, I'm then just going to flip my background over and using a pair of scissors, I'm just going to be trimming off any excess that may be hanging off. Once I have that done, I'm then just going to be adhering those last few die cut images to my background, and then I'm going to move on to assembling the rest of my card together. Next, I trimmed down a piece of green glitter cardstock that I thought matched my tropical scene just perfect, and I trimmed that down to A2 size, and I'm going to be adhering my background panel directly down to that using some foam adhesive, and that's going to give my card that little bit of added dimension. Since I did trim down my background panel to just slightly smaller than A2 size, that's going to make it so that I have that really nice glitter border all the way around my card. With all of that adhered, I'm going to be taking my background panel as well as that glitter cardstock, and I'm going to be adhering that to my card base, which I did trim down and scored to be an A2 top folding card base for my card today. Now at this point, you can definitely see how everything is coming together and how my scene really reflects that you're looking through the trees and the leaves to see that cute little parrot hanging out in the center. Now off camera, I did stamp a sentiment from the Tropical Tweets stamp set onto some black cardstock using some Versamark ink, so that way I could do some heat embossing using some white embossing powder. I did also use the coordinating dies to cut that out, and now I'm just going to be adhering that down to my card in the right bottom portion using some more of that liquid adhesive. And then the last step to complete my tropical scene is I need to adhere my parrot down, and to do that I'm going to be adhering a wobbler to the back of my parrot, and then I'm going to center him onto my scene and adhere the other side of the wobbler directly onto my card. I absolutely love how this came together and how he wobbles about. It's such an easy added step that adds such a cute factor to your card. Finally, to finish off this tropical inspired card, I am going to be scattering some honey jar confetti mix from Honeybee Stamps throughout my background, and I'm going to be adhering all of those down using some liquid adhesive. Once I have those last couple confetti pieces adhered down, that's going to complete my card for today. I just love how this card came out. It is definitely all things bright, fun, and tropical, and I hope you like it too. Make sure to visit the description box down below for more inspiration about the video hop in order to celebrate Honeybee Stamps reaching 10,000 subscribers. I want to thank you all so much for stopping by and spending some time with me. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, as well as subscribe for even more card making ideas. Make sure that you leave a comment down below for your chance to win a gift card. And if you are interested in any of the supplies I used today, they will all be listed and linked down below in the description box. And as always, I hope you have a wonderful day and happy crafting!